In this video, I will be explaining the notice and note signpost called memory moment and what you should do when you think you found an example in your text. Memory moments are a very popular technique that many authors use in their writing. It's when the author stops the current action to talk about a past event. You might have also heard the term flashback. It's the same thing. In a memory moment, the character is remembering something that has already happened. Sometimes it's easy to identify a memory moment because you'll notice keywords like I remembered when or I thought about a time when. These are just some examples of ways an author can set up a memory moment. It could last for a few sentences, paragraphs, or even take up a whole chapter. But no matter the length, it's important to pay attention to the memory moment. After you read a memory moment, you should stop and ask yourself, why is this memory important? Often you will learn something about a character's life that could explain why they are the way they are. You could discover the reason why the story's villain became the bad guy, or what caused the scar on a character's cheek. Thinking about the memory moment could also help you find the theme or lesson of the story. If a character has changed since the memory and they've learned something important about life, chances are you've found theme. You can also discover conflict when you ask yourself, why is the memory important? The memory could explain the reason why two characters don't talk to each other, or why groups of characters are fighting. Finally, when you think about the memory moment, it can actually help you foreshadow future events. If something has happened in the past, it's possible that it could happen again. In this example, the main character, Hope, is packing up to move to a different state. While I read, see if you can identify the memory moments and why they're important. Believe me when I tell you, I know about survival. I was born too early and much too small, 2 pounds and 5 ounces. For the first month of my life, I kept gasping for air like I couldn't get the hang of breathing. I couldn't eat either, couldn't suck a bottle. My doctors didn't think I would make it. Shows what they know. My mother didn't want the responsibility of a baby, so she left me with Addie, her older sister, and went off to live her own life. I've seen her exactly 3 times since I was born, when she visited on my 5th, 8th, and 13th birthdays. Each time she talked about being a waitress. What made a good one? Great hands and personality. What were the pitfalls? Crazed cooks and being on your feet all day. What was the biggest tip she ever got? $300 from a plumber who had just won the instant lottery. Each time she told me, Hun, leaving you with Addie was the best thing I could have done for you. You need constance in your life. She had a different hair color each time she said it. Addie's been my #1 constant. Because of this, I don't buy into traditional roles. My favorite book when I was little had pictures of baby animals like foxes and lambs and ducklings who were being raised by other animals like dogs, geese, and wolves. Addie said it was our story. So we learn a lot from Hope's memories. I ask myself, why is this memory important? And helps me understand the relationship Hope has with people like her mother or Addie. I realized that Hope's mom isn't a reliable person. She's only seen Hope 3 times and her hair is always different, which shows us that Hope's mom is constantly moving and changing. We also learn about Addie, Hope's aunt. Addie is more responsible because she took Hope when her mom didn't want her. You can also tell that the relationship Hope has with her mom bothers her because of the connection she feels with the baby animals raised by others. Without these memory moments, we wouldn't understand anything about Hope's mother and how they feel about each other. The second example is from the same story. This time, the memory moment is easier to identify because the author tells us a memory is about to happen. I stared out of the window as the Buick roared west to whatever. Harrison Beckworth McCoy, my best male friend at school, had given me a good pie present, and I was opening it now as Addie pushed the Buick through Ohio. Inside the box was a small glass prism that caught the sun. A hand-printed note from Harrison read, New places always help us look at life differently. I will miss you, but won't lose you. Enter memories, sweet and sour. Harrison and me baking enormous mocha chip cookies for the high school bake sale and having them stolen on the Lexington Avenue subway. Harrison's African fighting fish Luther, who ate Chef Boyardee ravioli without chewing. Harrison reading my mother's photocopied annual Christmas letter that she sent to families and friends. Dear friends, she crossed out friends and wrote an Addie in my little tulip. Harrison commenting that motherhood should be like driving a car. You should have to pass a test before you get to do it legally. I held the prism up to the light. The sun hit it and showered colors through the windshield. Now, isn't that something? Addie said, smiling at the sight. Yeah. I looked out the window, trying not to cry. Again, I asked myself, why is the memory important? And I am able to realize that these memories help us understand the relationship Hope has with her friend. They've clearly been through a lot, and it's Hope's reaction to her memories that shows us how much she is going to miss Harrison as she moves away. So, when you find a memory moment while you're reading, you want to make sure you stop and ask yourself, why is this memory important? The author chose to write this memory for a reason. It wasn't random. They want you to learn something from the memory. It could be an important lesson or the reason for a problem. It could also help you make a prediction of future events. Memories are important, so you want to pay close attention to when you find one.